Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Emerald Coast, USA. This map is based in the Florida Panhandle. This map is seasons prepared and does have a custom geo. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's set that down. It's a little too excited to pull up that log there. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. Pull up the log. This map has several interesting aspects. As you can see, we do have a compost master on the map. We have a dynamic sky also included on the map. We have two fermenting silos and that compost master I mentioned right there is the fabric strips on that. Got some animated horses, cows, cats, and dogs. We also have chop straw is enabled on this map, as is a few other really cool features that I hope to show off to you guys. You can see we get a fair bit of starting equipment. Wow, look at all that. And if you do happen to own any of the DLCs, you will get one piece of DLC equipment from each of the DLCs, minus the most recent Modern Classics DLC, as your starting equipment. So let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. So here we are. The map has 24 fields, of which you start with fields 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have our standard crops on the map, including sugarcane. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 are rather interesting. They start out in pretty dire straits. We'll go check those out here in a little bit. Something else to note is this whole area here is a forest. So I would say it's probably what, a quarter of the map is a forest, and boy is it a doozy. CCS 101 has told me that this forest has approximately 12,000 trees in it. I was lucky enough to have the ability to play this map in pre-release format, so I've got a pretty good idea where things are, so hopefully this will be a very comprehensive and thorough video. I have to say the opportunity that I had to play on the map was very, very enjoyable. So we have basically one sell point here on the map. There are two different dump locations at this sell point for our main crops. We have a sell point dedicated to potatoes and sugar beet, as well as sugarcane. On this map, if you play with seasons, sugarcane will take a year and a half to grow to a harvestable state. So that is a serious long-term crop. You typically don't play more than a year on a map with seasons, then don't even put sugarcane in because you will never get to harvest it. We do have a sell point for wool and wood chips. We do not have a bale sell point on the map. Make note of that right now. There is no place to sell silage. There's no BGA. There's no place to sell loose hay, straw, or grass. You want to get rid of your hay, straw, or grass, then you're going to need to put it in the compost master. You have a sell point for wood or for hay pellets. Interestingly enough, we do not have a sell point for straw pellets. Then we have a sell point for compost. Here is a long list of starting equipment. See, all of it is owned. None of it is leased. And you'll notice that there are a few items here that are not owned by you, player. It would be this JCB wheel loader and shovel, and this Joskin Betamax, not owned by you. Go ahead and take out a loan. We can go and buy our animals when the opportunity presents itself. This map does have nuggets, and in fact, I'm going to show you where two of the nuggets are, because if you do the nugget hunt, there are two nuggets that are not going to necessarily show up in the PDA unless you go up to the very, very northern part of the map where the train is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where those two nuggets are, so you are aware, but I will not spoil where the rest of the nuggets are. You have sheep, pigs, and cows on the map. And our silo has a storage capacity of 1,925,400 liters. Very specific amount. Because what CCS 101 does is he basically takes the volume of each of the silos and basically calculates out what the storage capacity should be for all of the particular storage. This particular map has the main traditional silo, which is over here where I'm circling, and then there are also 4 independent silos scattered around the map that take a single crop each. So let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment. And quite a list of starting equipment we do have. There's Steyr Multi. This is a Forestry edition. Range and horsepower 114. We have the New Holland T6, Massey Ferguson 7700, Case Puma, and the New Holland T7 heavy duty. We have tractors that range in horsepower from 114 all the way up to 313 horsepower. We've got front loader arms, a pallet fork, and a bale spike. We've got the Manitou telehandler with a bucket and a pallet fork. We've got the Massey Ferguson 9380 harvester with corn and grain headers. Header trailer. We've got a potato harvester. We've got the little Brantner tipper, Joskin tipper, big Limpkin cultivator and Limpkin plow. We've got the Horsch planter, the Limpkin seeder. We've got the pull behind fertilized sprayer. And before I go too far, these seeders, the planter, the seeder, and the sprayer all come full of seed and liquid fertilizer. You're going to get 4,600 liters of liquid fertilizer, you're going to get 5,800 liters of seed, and you're going to get 9,000 liters of seed and fertilizer combined in this bad boy. Got our manure spreader, slurry spreader, assortment of weights. Got the side mower, Bergman forage wagon, a bale trailer, square baler, the overloader wagon, pickup truck. We have our Silo King TMR mixer. We also have the fuel trailer. And just like the seeders and the liquid fertilizer, this comes full of fuel at the start. So you get 3,750 liters of free fuel. Isn't that cool? So don't sell this thing until you drain it dry. Got this little baby Hyzomat wood chipper. You don't see this thing too often. Got this Stepa log trailer. And now we're into our DLC equipment. We've got the Big Bud 450. So actually we have tractors that range up to 450 horsepower. We've got the Kuhn square wrapper. We've got the Lizard convertible. And we got the Ropa Keeler 2 potato harvester. So we actually have a potato. Did I say this was a potato planter? This is a sugar beet harvester. I'm sorry that I was wrong on that. So that is the starting equipment. See that nothing is leased. But we did not talk about that JCB wheel loader here, because that is something that is not owned by us, but is owned by the compost factory. So we are going to we're going to pick up the little out hood. That's what we're going to. All right. So let's go ahead. The shop is down here, and let's reset this. And the reset point is right here at the main farm. Right here. This is where our house and our convertible is. And you can see it right over there. Let's go ahead and just explore the main farm here. So our start point is right here on the porch of our house. In our garage, we have the convertible. And we have one of the nuggets in here. Of course, this door will open up. And around back, let's close that door. Around back, we have a nice pasture here with 5 horses running around. I'm only seeing 3, but there are 5 in here. And we have CCS 101 is a stickler for detail. So we have a water trough in here and a nugget. And you'll see this map does have the water trough add-on. Of course, this does nothing. This is just a static object. I'm here to provide water to the animated horses, but it is there because that is on the map. Go ahead, and kitty cat is over here, like animated kitty cats. She is here running around somewhere. There he is. There the kitty is. All right. So we do have traffic on the map, and this traffic moves at a pretty good clip of about 45 miles an hour. But it's actually very well behaved traffic. So you're not going to get plowed into it like earlier. Something to note is these little things are reflectors. They do reflect light. I don't know if you can see that when I turn the light on, they are reflecting. So I like that detail. I remember traveling down through Florida when I was a kid, and we were driving, and that was the first time I saw reflectors in the road. Thought that was so cool. Here we have our ginormous silos. Here is the grain dump station and the grain fill station, or the output and the input. For a silo, we've got these dryers running. We've got animated fan blades in our dryers. Pretty cool there. Put on up in here, and here we have our planter and seeder. Again, these are full. Plow, liquid fertilizer sprayer. Round back, we have a water fill point. And then we have a fuel station here. Now, something to note is this fuel station is not a standard fill point or fuel point. We rolled a tractor up to here right now, we would not be able to fill it. This fuel tank, as do the other fuel tanks on the map, will require you to put fuel into it. And we're going to demonstrate that by carting this little trailer around when we finally get around to that. And open on up here, we have our repair and customized trigger, as we have our truck, Big Bud, our Massey, and our big New Holland T7. Then over here, got our final building in our arable farm, where we have the big Massey Ferguson harvester and the two headers and the overloader wagon. Let's go ahead and jump on in our Toyota here. Hook up the fuel trailer, and I'm going to demonstrate as we go around the map where we can how we can put fuel into these things. Let's come around here and just hit R to start fuel pumping, as you can see up in the F1 menu. So I hit F1. We are now draining our tank and putting it into this fuel station. See, we now have 537 liters in this particular fuel tank. Now let's go ahead and get on the roads. What we're going to do is we're going to make a left here and head on down the main road here. So the field to our left is field 2. That's a field we own. The field up here to our right will be field 1. That's another field we own. So something else to note is that the mowable grass on the map looks completely different than the normal farm sim grass. So this grass here alongside the road, this is not mowable. This is what I call indestructible grass. This grass right here is the mowable grass. See, it looks completely different than normal map grass does. Okay. There are 3 designated areas on the map that have mowable grass. All the rest of the grass on the map is non-mowable. We have field 1. There's 2 ways into this field. We have a gate there, and then we can come in around the back of those buildings there. We do have a shell station here, but I would strongly suggest you not use that shell station for gas. It is very, very expensive. So all of the sell points on the map have working business hours. You can see it is before 8 a.m. and the bollards here are shut, as is the bollards up there at the vehicle shop. Let's run on up there and check that out. See, the bollards here are also over this. So across the road here, this is where your new vehicles will spawn if you purchase things. So see, we can get in and out of here all day long. But if you wish to customize or sell your equipment, you're going to have to wait till those bollards are down. Come around here to the side, and that's where your customize and return triggers are. Return equipment. Go ahead and bump up our clock a little bit. See, at 8 o'clock, the bollards drop. And they drop at different rates. That's so cool. Go. We're also hearing, if you were listening, maybe some gates opening up further down the street. So, this is the sell point for your crops, and there are 2 dumps. This is dump point A, and the tall, narrow one back there is dump point B. You have a scale. Come over here and you would side dump, or you could pull your truck up there if you had a belly dump or whatever. And then you would come out and go out that way. If you're coming in here to the other sell point, you would come in and go the other way. A second scale here. Come in, then come through here, and then you would come out, take this dirt road and make a big old loop and go that way. Go ahead and continue on down. So this secondary road here, this is where all of the sell points and other interesting things are really on the map. The main road there that we were coming out of the farm at, that is that's kind of the main road of the map, and it's diagonal, so it's a far drive to get to the other corner, the other end of that road. So back in here, hidden away in all these tall grass and tall weeds, is one of the most valuable things here on the map. That is wholesale fuel. You can get a really good deal on fuel here. In fact, if you look here at the pump, fuel sells for $1.09 a liter. Okay? If we get the fuel at the Shell station, we're going to be paying a lot more than that. Let me show you. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill this up. That was, what, about 100 liters? A little more. And we paid tell us what we paid? Let's go here and check our finance screen. Fuel cost $144. Or about 30 some liters. Let's go over here to the Shell station and let's try to get about the same amount of fuel. Remember, we cost $144 for the fuel at the wholesale fuel area. And that cost us $214. $114. And I only got, what, maybe 60 liters there? $9. Let's see here. 3, 4, so let's go with... So I need to back out of here. Pull on again. That was $100. 100 liters. Okay. Well, that area is supposed to be wholesale fuel. I'll let CCS 101 know. I'm actually recording this with a little bit of a advanced copy of a release candidate. So I'll let him know that maybe the fuel is not priced right at the Shell station. I'll let him check into that. We're going to leave our fuel tank here for now. So this here is bulk, seed, and fertilizer. So if we pull our trailer, our fertilizer spreader under here, or an overloader, or anything else under here, and we can fill this up with solid fertilizer at a very, very discounted rate. Come around here to this pipe, we can get bulk seed, again at a really low rate. And I think, remembering right, yep, this is where we can get bulk liquid fertilizer. Come in here and you get your seed. Just make note that it's kind of tight in here. We've got these kind of rental fertilized spreaders here. Kind of got to work our way around here. Get around. Alright, let's go ahead and... That's why I left the trailer back here, because I knew it was kind of tight to get back in there. And then right beside here, to our left, is a bale sell point to sell bales. Again, it's not loose. This is to sell bales. Southern Ag Crop Sales. This is where you're going to be selling your potatoes and sugar beets. There is your potato sell point. This is kind of a signature CCS 101 deal. You're going to dump your potatoes here at this heap. And then we've got kind of a loading station set up here. Got a just potato cleaning, sifting area here. Going over those rollers, and dirt's falling in, rocks and whatever. Their potatoes are moving along over here to a sizer or something else. Got our crates of potatoes there. And around the side here we have are sugar beet and sugar cane sales. So you can sell your sugar cane right here, and you can sell your sugar beets right here. All right, now across the street from this particular facility, just a little diagonal across the street, is some GTX bale storage buildings. Go ahead and open those up. So we have one building for round hay bales, and we have one building for square hay bales. Now this building only holds hay bales, does not hold silage bales, does not hold straw bales. These two buildings only hold hay bales, round to my left, square to the right. Never used this before. You would bring up your trailer of bales, either park right here in front or back the trailer up inside here, and it will auto grab the bales out of the trailer and stack them up in here. What you're getting up in here though is not the real bale. You're getting a representation of the bale. And what this does is it allows you to have hundreds of bales on the map without really impacting performance. Come up here when you want to pull bales out, and you would hit the R button. You would see how many bales you have in storage, how many liters those bales consist of, and how many bales you have left in your capacity. What you would do is you would click the plus to load up to 10 bales to pull out of the building, and then you'd hit OK. Bales would spawn around the corner here in this area, and then you'd have to come in here with a trailer or a forklift or a wheel loader or something and pick those up and put them on your trailer. Is a nice back way into here from the fields. Also, and let's move on up the street. So here we have our animal buy point. This is where we can purchase our animals. And this is where we're going to find one of the items that we can use but do not own. So this gate will be closed before 8 a.m. Come on in here, and we have some cows in here. Some nice animated cows. This is where our animal buy trigger is at, where we can pick our animals up. And this Joskin trailer is a usable trailer. It is owned by the animal dealer. It's not in your inventory. You cannot sell this, but it is usable by you should you so wish to use it. We'll go ahead and do is I'm going to unhook from this, hook up to that animal trailer just to show you that I can actually make use of it. Up to it, and I'm going to pull up over here like I'm going to buy some animals, and there you go. I can't really see this because I can't really see red very good, but CCS 101 tells me that there's a red light on that camera. I don't see it. Maybe I can't get the right angle on it. We do have security cameras in place, and it's pretty cool. See the red light? Like I said, I can't see it. I'm not very good at seeing the red lights. I think I see it up there in the upper right corner, right by the money amount. He always tells me about these little details, and I'm like, oh, okay. Told me about the red light on the camera a long time ago when I was playing Churn Farms, and I could never see it over them. So here's another sell point. Again, we have bollards. This is where we're going to bring our wool when we want to sell wool. This is also where we're going to bring our compost. So our compost is sold right here. And you'll see that the blast doors are down. What we want to do is we want to come over here and flip this switch. Once we flip the switch, the doors open up. And now we can roll in here and dump in our compost into this area. Back, and we'll flip that closed again. And then we can also, this will also serve as a bulk seed and fertilizer fill area. But do note that this is a very expensive way of getting fertilizer and seed. It is not cheap like the bulk facility down the street there. On. Oh, I guess our Toyota was... Another area that is kind of hidden from the map, simply because there's an issue with giants, with Farm Sim, and things that are placed at the extremities of the map. So the far bottom, the far left, the far right, and the far top sometimes do not show up in the PDA. So let me just show you that, for example. Here's the PDA. And if we click to zoom in a couple times, we're going to eventually see right here is a milk sell point. There it is. See milk sell. If I click out one time, now it's gone. Okay. So this map does have a sell point for milk. If I'm correct, this map also has embedded in it stop milk. So if you wish to have cows, you will have to sell your milk manually. Milk will not sell on its own. A nice little residential area here. All the houses are different. Not going to find too many houses here that are the same. Come on in here. We got Dollar General. That is another kind of signature CCS 101 thing. And we've got this dairy here, where we can bring our milk to sell. White Sands Dairy. Back our trailer up into here and sell our milk. All right. Probably wondering, why are you hauling around that fuel trailer again? Of our Dollar General. Something to note is I really encourage you to come down and check out this whole area at night. The Dollar General sign, building itself, these soda machines, which are already lit up, but the buildings light up from the inside. Signs light up from behind. The big Dollar General sign there will light up from behind. It really does look good at night coming through. You'll notice this flat map is virtually flat as a board. There are a few non-flat spots, but they are few and far between. And as a result, you've got insane sight lines. That is the cow farm that we're looking at over there. You can see how far away the cow farm is on the PDA. It's nearly halfway across the map. Look back across there. Those big silos over there, that's our main farm. If we look back this way, basically look all the way down the street there. Southern Buffet Family Restaurant. This is where you can sell your eggs. Also come to get a nice meal. So this area down here is pretty much just decoration at this point. We've got more houses going on. some trailers here. We're coming up to Century 21 real estate. All of the fields on the map have Century 21 real estate signs. In fact, we've got a couple of empty lots I'll show you here in a moment. The Century 21 Emerald Realty. It would be interesting if we call that number. I do not call this number. Do not say I told you to call this number. But it'd be interesting if we looked this number up on your favorite web browser or internet search to see if that actually corresponds with Emerald Realty or if that is a fake toll-free number. We have Walnut Hill Community Center. Also here, this doesn't really serve a purpose other than just existing to kind of provide you a bit of a feel of the map. We got a nice playground here for the kids. I encourage you to follow this road down and around and see what you might find over here the other side of the little lake. You have a lake here with a boat dock. Bring your boat in here. Nice fishing pier here. Little sailboat. And that right there is the pig farm. Go explore that here just in a moment. I want to show you some of the other cool details that I think on the map. These power lines. Very, very nice how these power lines are all over the place. Very indicative of the United States, these types of power lines. Go ahead and check this out. So we got a couple lots for sale here. 321. Okay. And I think we got another one over here. Got a couple vacant lots that we can come in here. We can can't buy this. This is not, I'm not really saying this is a feature of the map, but you know, come in here and pretend that you're going to move in to the place and become a farmhand if you wanted to. You were handy with the GE editor. You could maybe delete out the grass and put down a little house and make the rear start point there, so that when you opened up the map, you were starting from your house all the time. All right, we're going to come this way. We're going to open this fence and we're going to come in the back way to the pig farm. And let's talk a little bit about something else that's here on this map. This map has mud, but it is not like the traditional mud mod that you're used to seeing on other maps. If you've played, or if you've seen me play Churn Farm or Midtown, you'll know that the mud on Midtown was absolutely atrocious in the pig area. I'm going to show you the type of mud that this map has. This map is the first map that I know of that has introduced dynamic mud. Okay? So we're driving through here right now. We're not really seeing, we're not having mud problems. We're not driving through mud or anything. But I'm going to make it rain here in a little bit. And you're going to see that this whole area is just sloshed with mud when it's raining. If you play with seasons, if you have the Whoopster and you check out the ground moisture levels, the mud is dynamic to the point where the wetter the ground is, the more moist the ground level is, the more mud you'll have to deal with. You have had a period of dry weather, you won't have much mud show up. So here we've got the building. We can put root crops in there if we want. Here's another fuel point. Go ahead and put some fuel in there. Come over here. This one does have a gauge. It's kind of hard to read. Not lined up right on it. There's 340 48 liters of fuel in there. Here we have our sugar beet harvester, our Joskin trailer, and our potato harvester parked over here. Got another customize and repair trigger. And this is one of the 4 silos that are on the map where you will need to fill top with an auger, and then you can come out here and put your trailer underneath this and get the crop out. I paused there for a minute because I realized that I did not do something correct when I started this video. If you start the map with the Sand Dusk mod, I'll put a link to that in the description, then you'll get the Sand Dusk auger as part of your starting equipment. And also, if you have the Cote Universal Pack, if you have that in your mod folder, you will also get the fuel trailer that is in the Cote pack as part of the starting equipment. And the fuel trailer will be part of what the Compost Master folks have. So this particular silo only holds canola. It only holds 240,428 liters of canola. So if you bring an auger in here like a Farm King, I'll put a link to that in the description also. If you bring a Farm King in here and set it up at the top, I've got a video in my how-to playlist on basically how to use augers and silos. So you watch that, you'll see how to use the Farm King. You roll a Farm King in here, put it at the top, and basically bring in a load of sunflowers. You're not going to be able to put it in here. This silo will only take canola. Let's go on over here. And I'm going to show you this dynamic mud. I think it's pretty darn cool. Drop our fuel trailer. Here we have our slurry point. Okay. We're just going to drive through here. See, we don't have any issues. Nice dry ground. No issues whatsoever, right? Up. Just to make it rain. There it is. Alright, we're going to get rain here in just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to bump up time so we do have it rain. Okay, it's raining. Let's slow back down here. And now, I got mud. I got mud where I didn't have mud before. I want to turn back around. Remember, we were driving basically in the middle here. Okay. All this was dry. Remember? We just came through here. It was dry. Now we have mud. Now it is raining. So if you play without seasons, you will have mud only when it rains. Okay? When it stops raining, the mud will go away. When it's raining, you will have mud. If you're playing with seasons, you'll have some amount of mud most of the year. If you go through a dry spell and you don't have rain for a few days or several days, then the amount of mud that you have will be reduced significantly. You go through a real rainy period where maybe you have rain every day for a week, then you're going to have lots of mud to deal with. So here we are in the pig shed. We've got our food trough here, and we've got our water trough. And here's something else about the map is that we have the Farm Tech water trough add-on built into the map, so you'll automatically get your water. There's the trigger for buying your animals or delivering them. Let's go ahead and get 14 pigs. See if we activate this with the R button. Does we already have enough water? Cool. And now I'm wishing I bought the Land Cruiser with a roof. We're not going to be toting this thing around for too much longer. Actually, I lied. We're going to be toting this thing around for the whole map tour. So there we got our solid manure pile. Now we're coming up to our compost master. So if you're not familiar with the compost master, it works this way. First you deliver fuel to this area here. Then you bring in any type of the biodegradable material. Bring it up the ramp here and dump it into here. Compost master will take manure, wood chips, potatoes, sugar beets, straw, hay, grass, silage. That might be about it. Go potatoes, sugar beet, chaff, silage, grass or hay, straw, wood chips, manure, and compost. You can make compost. See enough. See, it takes fuel and waste, and the output is compost. Compost will pile up over here. Then you'll come in here with a wheel loader or a bucket of some sort to scoop it out. Look around the corner here. Got another one of those GSI grain bins. This is another one that you need to fill up. And this one will accept soybeans. Again, this one takes 240,428 liters. But only soybeans will go in that one. So if you put the Cote pack in, the fuel trailer will be right here. I forgot all about it. And here's your JCB wheel loader and bucket. Again, this is usable. But it's not in my list. It's not in my inventory. If I took this to the vehicle shop to sell, it would not. They would not allow me to sell it. All right, we're gonna run across this dirt road here a little bit. Let's go check out the field prices. We haven't done that, have we? 321. Field price for 17 is 405, 4.05 hectares, $328,000. You have missions. Field 18 is 1.70 hectares, $138,000. Field 23 is the biggest field on the map. It is nearly 30 hectares in size. I'll give you a representation. There is a grass field between field 5 and 23. It is not as big as it looks. The grass itself, let me show you, there's the square. That's the grass field right there. All of this up here is indestructible grass. Here is the third grass area right here. So we have 1, 2, and 3 down here. So the 3 areas of actual mowable grass. Let me fast forward this and see if I can't get the rain to stop. Go up here, this little grove of trees. There is a third silo that only accepts one grain type. On the corner here. And it's a big old grain bin off here by itself. And this particular bin accepts wheat, 471,000 liters of wheat. So what's interesting about this one is we have a solar panel, and the solar panel will power this this motor. And this motor, what you need to do is you need to bring that sand dust auger over here, position it under this so that you can fill out of this Brock bin. Again, to put seed or to put crop in here. There we go. We're out of to put crop in here. Let's get it. You have to bring a farm king or some other silo in here and position it on the top so you can dump crop into the bin. That is the map edge right there in front of us. I'm going to double back just a little bit because I want to show you where the fourth bin is. And that will be the bin that accepts corn. So these are independent silos in that if you put corn in this bin that's... What's it at? It's over there. If you put corn in this particular bin, you will not be able to pull it out at the main farm silo, but you will see the capacity of the grain. You will see the amount of grain stored in this bin in your escape menu. So just know that. You have grain in this bin and in the farm silo that you see off in the distance there. It's going to read a collective total of the storage of the two. So if it says you've got 200,000 liters of corn and you try to pull it out of the main silo and you only get 10,000 liters, well then you know the rest of the corn is over here in this bin. In this bin you do need an auger like the Farm King to put corn in the top of the GSI silo. But to get corn out, you just bring your trailer up underneath this thing and corn will come out. This holds 553,000 liters of corn. Only corn, no other crop can go in that particular one. Nice vehicle shed here. You'll notice the mud is gone. No more mud. If we drove back down there to the pig farm, we wouldn't have any more mud down there. But if we played with seasons, we would have mud for a good day, day and a half, maybe 2 days, or 3 after a good rainstorm. Each day it would be a little less intrusive as far as the mud goes, but we would have mud. So I'm coming up here, we're not gonna swing into the back of the cow farm and the sheep farm. I'm gonna come in and show you the front of that. But this is kind of the back way into those farms. This road will take us, dirt road will take us all the way up to the main road here. See the traffic. So the only two fields that have any resemblance of a hill are directly across the street from us. It's field 23 and field 24. Something else about the map. This map does have the frame, the FPS mod in, which basically reduces the visible distance of equipment that is in a shed. So if you put your vehicles away, then you have lots of vehicles, then they're less apt to give you frame performance problems than if you just left them out lying around. Because there's specific triggers within the shed that lowers the vis distance on anything that's within those triggers. It's pretty interesting. So we have another fuel point over here at Marty's Gas and Grill. They also take chicken eggs. And then if we go back this way, this is how we get to that grass field. Some more houses. And we kind of get into kind of a another area here where we've got a camper, got a trailer set up back here kind of in the woods. And the grass field is over here to our left. There was a road that kind of veered off to the left there before you got to the camper or the trailer. That's what will take you up here to this grass field right here. And we're coming up here because I want to take you up to the train. With Midtown, that was a big thing about Midtown was the train, and really you kind of went to some sell points and you hoped that you would have to encounter the train. That way that you could have to stop and just take a look at it. I'm trying to park up over here. Run down the road here a little bit so I don't have to run so far. I want to show you where these two nuggets are. Like I said, oh, there's the train right there. 2 CSX trains, a chassis systems, and then a whole lot of cars. This makes the train on Midtown pale in comparison. Got some more harvesters. Spools of thread or wire, some tractors. Let's keep on going, and that should be about the end of it here. That's going to come back pretty quick on us, so let's run down here, and I'm going to show you where these two nuggets are. Again, these nuggets are really close to the edge of the map. And as such, they're not going to, the little nugget dots are not going to show up. I was doing testing on the map. I found a good dozen or so nuggets were really hard to find because they were so close to the edge of the map. And I think he moved many of those nuggets so that they weren't so close. But these two he left up here because he wanted people to see the train. Way to come up here is to explore up here. Go ahead and show you where these are. Not to spoil it for you, but just so you don't get frustrated where you can only get 98. Here's the start of that huge one off to the side. So here's one of them. And the other one is along the tracks here. Remember the exact spot. Here along the track. Might need to turn around and go the other way. Here along the tracks. Train will sneak up on you. It's quiet, and then all of a sudden the horn's blowing at you. Something else that's unique on this map, and I'm going to show it off very, very soon when we get over to the sheep and the cows, is we're at the map boundary, so let's run back this way. Is that this map has a new mod, never before seen, never before used in any other map. It's called the Grazing mod. And what the Grazing mod does is it will auto feed your cows and your sheep grass for as long as you have usable grass in the pasture. It scans the cow and sheep pastures for grass and basically gives you a capacity of the amount of grass in that area, and will automatically fill the trough to a level of 80% if you're playing without seasons, and a level of 67% if you're playing with seasons, and it will maintain that level of the entire year as long as you have grass in the pasture. And what that does is basically it kind of sets realistic limits to the size of the animals or the size of your herd, or in the case of sheep, flock, um, that you can keep. I'm not. Oh, here comes the train. Let's move off the side and let's experience it one more time. All right. What's in here? Unless he's gone and moved it. It was here in the middle of the tracks, I'm pretty sure. So I'll demonstrate. There it is. Right there. So those are the two nuggets that that you may have a hard time finding. Wildflowers through here. Very pretty area. Bring your sweet down here and have yourself some lunch after hard mornings working on the farm. All right. Go ahead and make our way over to the cow and sheep area, and let's show you this graze mod work. It's pretty cool. So, but basically what it means is, let's say you have 150 cows. I can tell you from experience that 150 cows will overwhelm the graze mod. There's not enough grass in the pasture to support 150 cows. So what that means is you will need to find and supplement the grass in the pasture with your own grass that you maybe mowed from over here at this field or at the field across the street from the cow farm. You can still have 150 cows. You can have 300 cows, but you will have to manually feed grass. Now, if you only had, let's say, 25 cows, you could probably get away with never putting grass in the cow trough, and have the graze mod basically do it for you. Let's check out these two field prices while we're over here. 24 is 4.47 hectares, $362,000. By field 23, 29.9 hectares, $2.4 million. That one. So the area here to our left is our wood chip and log sell point. I'm going to go ahead and go in there. We got kind of a rough road here. Check in the traffic out. Again, this gate would close after business hours. Here's we have our log sell point. And our wood chip sell point is right there. We can also sell bales there. Sorry, our wood chip sell point is right there at that heap. We could sell bales over here at the burn area also. Alright, next stop is the cow and sheep areas. So the sheep. Sheep with the water trough and the graze mod become nearly maintenance free for the entire, well, for all of your gameplay if you're playing without seasons. If you're playing with seasons, basically from mid-autumn, or mid-spring, sorry, until early winter, you won't have to feed your sheep at all, as long as you have a manageable number of sheep. If you have something crazy like I do on Rathlin, where I've got 700 and some sheep, then you're going to need to feed them additional hay. But if you have a decent number, I think like 100 or so, or less, then the grass here in this pasture will be able to support them as far as feed-wise until winter time. So here is the milk tank. This is where you need to pull your milk trailer up to load your milk to sell. I'm going to drive through here just because we can. Yeah, and this is the cow barn. This is where you can buy or deliver your cows. And the trigger should extend right here to the edge. Go ahead and some cows. There they are. Over here we have our liquid manure for our cows, slurry level. This is where we're going to put our straw, and this is also where the manure will appear. It will not appear piled up, it will appear scattered around. You will need to scoop that out on your own. And this is your silage trough. Cows. Now, let's just jump over here. We'll keep the F1 menu up. And up here in the F1 menu, it says cow pasture grass in cow pasture. You have 41,191 liters of grass in the cow pasture at this moment. If we look at our animal menu, you're going to see we have 3,150 liters of grass already in our trough. I didn't put anything in the trough. The Graze mod has done that for me. Okay. You'll also see we have a little water in the trough. That water came from the rain. I didn't put water in there. It came from the rain. If you get rain, you will get a little bit of water that will come up and appear in the troughs for you. Pretty cool. So this whole area is a shared pasture with the sheep. Let's go ahead and buy up some sheep. Sheep triggers right here. There we go. Now we've got sheep in here and cows all meandering around, keeping to themselves. Over here we have the grass barn, or grass trough for the cows. You'll see the cow icon, and you'll see here's the grass trough. Now, if we wait a few minutes, we're going to see grass magically appear in here. It's in the escape menu, but it hasn't showed up here yet. That is fine. It's not a bug. It's just there's a little delay there in the script operating. Come through these high weeds. We'll have water trough. One here on the right is for our cows. One here on the left is for our sheep. This has the latest version of this water trough mod. You can see we have an indication of how many days the water will last. See over here in the F1 menu we have grass in sheep pasture, 38,113. Give that a few moments, then we will come back and check on it. Let's go ahead and explore the rest of the cow and sheep farms. So here we have our two harvest store fermenting silos. We're going to come in here and we can drop chaff or grass into here on our Batco belts, and they will basically then go into the harvest store through this blower It's hooked up to a generator, and this generator will run while the fermenting process is going on. There is no display here, but if we walk up close, we can see chaff and grass is the input and silage is the output. This display here will show you the amount of silage it's in. This display here will show you the amount of chaff and grass that's available. Two of those. We're on the side, and these pipes are just tall enough for a decent sized trailer to go underneath. And that's where you get your silage out. We have another fuel tank here. This one, just like the fuel tank over by the first grain bin we looked at, over by the sugar beet and potato harvesters. This one will take fuel, and the little gauge up there will read. Here we've got some of our equipment for our grass. We've got our baler, a wrapper, mower, T6, little Massey, and the telehandler. Over here we've got our chickens. You can hear our chickens in the chicken coop. We will have to run around and pick up our eggs, but thankfully there's very little grass growing in here. Make it a little bit easier. Or you could always install the enhanced chicken mod and basically have them collect in a basket. Got our repair and customize trigger here. Some more storage areas. Storage around the side here. Let's go ahead and check our trough now. Bump up time a little bit. We'll populate. Here we have our wool spawn point in here. Wool will spawn. Alright, let's go in here and check. And we now have magic grass in the trough. We didn't put any in there. It just popped in there on its own. Run over here to sheep. We'll see it's magically there. And what I'm going to do... There's a spot up here where you can see both sheep and grass, or sheep and cow pastures levels. Right, there we are. So if we look here, what we're going to do is we're going to speed up time, and we're going to see that these values will not decrease, but the water levels will. Okay? Speeding up time. Watch the water level. 1347. 1344. See, this is still 1950. 1341, still 1950. So here we got 3336 and 3150. See that drop, 3132, but it's still 3150. And if we look up here at the top, we have 41,141 for grass in our cow pasture. Now we have 41,128. Okay. We have 38,080 liters of sheep pasture grass. And now we have 38,074 liters of sheep pasture grass. That's basically a quick and dirty overview of the Graze mod. Another great innovation by Real Logger of the Realist group. While we're over here, let's go ahead and put some fuel in here. See, I'm adding fuel to that tanker. And when you add fuel, your engine turns off. Pretty cool. You're almost done, everybody. I know. Thanks for hanging in there. I know we've been going on a while, but there are so many cool things here on this map to talk about and show off. And pull on out here. All we have now to see is the ammonia cell point, which really will offer you liquid fertilizer. Here's a big grass field over here to our right. Here, farmland, this is where you can get liquid fertilizer in here, should you wish. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to drive up into the forest and show you the forestry area. We're going to open these gates. You see, traffic behaves very well. They don't come up here and slam into you. In fact, if I pull it off over into here, oh, he stops. Isn't that polite of him? Such well-behaved traffic. Anyway, go back here. Here's big field 5. That's a field that we own. Still got a few tricks up our sleeves here. This road here goes back to fields 4 and 3. See, they start out harvested and they got crops, they got some grass, got all kinds of various crops just randomly up in here. Pretty bad shape for a field. Then we have field 3 is in pretty bad shape also. Some sunflowers in here, some soybeans in here. Alright, let's get back over here. Something else to note is field 12 has a drainage problem. Field 12 is kind of muddy. You won't know if you're not not playing with seasons and it doesn't rain. You won't know. But if you're in that field when it's raining, it's got a drainage problem. And as such, you can really pick that field up for quite a deal. It's actually got a discount on its sell price due to the drainage problem. Playing with seasons, though, you're probably going to definitely run into mud at all times of the year over there. So this particular building will hold wood chips. We have a wood chip storage building here right outside from the forest. Storage building there. And I'm going to jump in cab here, because I think the forest is best experienced from an in-cab view. Just look how dense this thing is. As we drive through, so let's do this. Let's just kind of zoom down at this level. The glass on the Toyota is a little frosted, a little shaded, but look, the light level just seems to drop when you get into this forest area. It just goes on. Can't even see the end of it. And as you are driving through here, you start getting little glimpses of the clearing that's ahead. They are just little glimpses. And as you get closer and closer, you get more and more of a glimpse of what is up ahead. And then next thing you know, you just come into this big clearing. And that's where you can kind of do your forestry work. You would definitely have a fun time coming through here and clearing out all of these trees. That's for darn sure. There's an observation tower over here somewhere. It's kind of hard to see. All of the trees and everything. We aren't. And there is our Forestry edition of our tractor. Is the little Brantner trailer, little wood chipper, and the log trailer. Again, this fuel, you can load fuel into it. This has no fuel in it from the start, and therefore you cannot fuel anything from it from the start. Got a gold nugget there on top of the generator. The generator does run at night because there is no electricity back in here, and you need the generator to power the light there. And that's Emerald Coast. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think of the map. I want to thank you for sticking through this long hour and 20-minute video. But I do hope that you felt that it was definitely worth it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the map. Give me a like if you liked the map. A like if you liked the video. Again, this map is, I don't think I mentioned this. Typically mention this right away. This map is over at FSUK. And I'm going to try to plan the release of this video right around the release of the map. Like I said, I'm recording this on a hopefully release candidate 1 or 3 actually. Release candidate 3. This is hopefully the version of the map that will be uploaded. I'll have to talk to CCS 101 about the fuel trigger. If that was expected behavior or not. But this is a candidate to be uploaded to FSUK for testing. So I'm going to try to time the video so it comes out after the map itself is released and not beforehand. So until next time, happy farming.